Bronny James, LeBron James Jr. has long been rumored to end up on either the Los Angeles Lakers or the Phoenix Suns. And yesterday we got a bunch of commentary from none other than Rich Paul, who is LeBron James's and Bronny James's agent. Rich Paul did a lot of things that agents normally don't do. Like if there's a team in the second round that is after your client, you normally don't publicize that because you want it to kind of be like a under the table promise here, and you don't want other teams to end up taking your player into a situation you don't know anything about. Rich Paul seems to be going the opposite route because up until now, Bronny has only worked out for the Suns and the Lakers. Rich Paul says that's by design, but that there are three other teams that are showing serious interest in Bronny. Those three teams would be the Toronto Raptors at 31, the Minnesota Timberwolves at 37, the Dallas Mavericks at 58. So again, second round seems like where everybody is serious about Bronny. The quotes here, the Raptors, Masai loves Bronny. Minnesota says, but I don't know who their owner will be. And then Dallas, Nico Harrison is like an uncle to Bronny. This feels like a lot of agent speak, but it's unorthodox. What do you make of this, Cart?
Can we first address the lies that Rich Paul said? Can we address those before we talk landing spots?
Which one?
This one more specifically. LeBron is off the idea of having to play with Bronny. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. That is a damn lie if I ever heard one. LeBron wants to play. Let's not act like LeBron's not gonna do whatever he has to do to be able to play with his son. He's been talking about it for years now. It's about to happen. He is going to exhaust all options in order to play with his son. Now, going back to your point about these landing spots, this is very odd because one, like you said, it's just odd to kind of show your hand in a sense, especially as an agent. And I feel like you know this more than anybody because I consider you a master of, debate, haggling, whatever word you want to use. Right here, you're showing a want and showing your hand to other teams for like no reason. Because like if you're able to get these you're able to have these facts behind closed doors and nobody else know about it. Like people don't need to know that Masai loves them. People don't need to know that Nico Harrison is like an uncle to him and that the Lakers don't draft him, he'll draft him. Like there's no need for this information to be out there. Um, and also credit to Rich Paul. He's running around like his client is Pac right now. Bronny did average 4-2 last season, and this is crazy. We're talking about guarantees in the 50s. Just a very, very odd thing. I try to look at these things like what is the positive outcome of coming out and saying this? And unless I'm missing it, I don't know if there is one.
Master of debate is really nice for me, first of all. Thank you. Yeah, Rich Paul, I think, had another quote, which I would call another lie, where he said, I would do this for any client. Like, I would be publicizing that there's teams in the second round that want them. Or also, like, I would only have my client work out for two teams. I would do this for any client. We only focus on teams that are interested. That seems like complete bullshit because if nobody's interested in taking you before 31, you need to go improve your stock. Like you don't lock in on a team and say my ceiling is being taken at 31. This whole thing is what it has been the whole time, Car. It's a sham. This entire thing is a sham. Bronny James is a nice prospect who is nowhere near ready for the NBA. He was nowhere near ready for college basketball, given the medical setback that he had before last season. This kid is not a professional basketball worthy player right now. And that's not going to matter because of who he is and because of what his father wants to do. But it is just, I wish we could set the delusion aside at this point and just be honest about it. Nobody would be sniffing him seriously as a draftable prospect, if not for who his father is. And that's fine. We have to accept reality for what it is. I assumed it would be Phoenix or LA. I assumed it would be those two because that's where LeBron James says he's willing to play. Minnesota, Dallas, and Toronto seem interesting to me. I only buy that one of those three is a serious landing spot for LeBron James. What do you think? Would LeBron James play for those three franchises?
Uh, I mean, I don't think that he would play. I think he could play for Toronto. I don't really know where he gets minutes for Minnesota.
You think he'd play for Toronto? I'm talking LeBron, not
Oh,
Bronny.
oh, 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 my apologies. You're talking about Bronny?
I'm talking about LeBron. Where would
LeBron.
LeBron James go?
Oh, I could only see Dallas. He go play
Yeah,
with Luka.
that's
Yeah,
my like LeBron would not sign up to go to Minnesota.
he might. Ant Towns,
You
no.
think so?
I think he would. I think consider. I think if he
Toronto,
had,
no way.
no Toronto, no way, no
Toronto,
chance.
no way.
Yeah, absolutely no chance. But Minnesota, I think more of a chance than you're giving them.
I just can't see LeBron James in his twilight saying, "Yeah, let me go hang with Karl Anthony Towns for a year." Like
Well,
that's
You got Ant though.
I don't like. I'm sure LeBron likes and respects Ant. I don't think LeBron wants to hang out with Ant, who's like 24, right? Like
I don't think he's worried about hanging out with anybody, to be honest with you.
this is just basketball and that's it.
Yeah, he'll probably still live in LA and fly back and forth, and life will be fine.
Okay.
You also see that he said LeBron's also not going to Phoenix for a minimum deal. We can squash that now.
Okay, so he's going nowhere but the Lakers.
I'm calling bullshit that he won't go to Phoenix for a minimum deal.
Level
If
of
Bronny's on the team,
seriousness. Oh yeah, I agree. Level of seriousness on these three new ones: Minnesota, Dallas, Toronto. Like is there a serious chance Bronny is at any of these three teams?
I have a hard time just not thinking he's going to be with the Lakers.
I buy Dallas at 58. I think if anybody else is serious about taking him in the 30s, they're trying to use it as trade bait.
I agree.
Just rip something from the Lakers that they like.
Yeah.
But which is not a bad strategy, by the way, in this draft. Like you might as well. Okay, you want to call your shot? This might be the last time we talk Bronny until the NBA draft. Where will
Oh
Bronny be
no, is
drafted
it?
by?
Please, no, I don't want it to be. Uh, um, I'm gonna stay. Lakers. Lakers gonna take him.
It's a safe option. I think he will end up on the Lakers, but I think a trade gets him there. I think some franchise gets cute and we have some chaos on draft night. Could be fun. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/NBA-mini-games.